Lucas Shaw from TheWrap here with Matt Atchity from Rotten Tomatoes. I just got out of the Warner Brothers panel, which was about 3 hours long. Big news at the very end of it, which is that Warner Brothers is already at work on the sequel to Man of Steel. Zack Snyder will return to direct it. David Goyer, who co-wrote the first one with Zack Snyder, will be co-writing this one. And pretty much all the cast is back, including Henry Cavill, Amy Adams, and then the real kicker is that Batman will be involved in Man of Steel, which pretty much paves the way for a Justice League movie sometime in the next 2 years.
That's very exciting. Very exciting. Not a huge surprise, but it's great to have that confirmation. You know, there were a lot of rumors flying around, like will they or won't they announce it? Now we have confirmation. That's really exciting.
Yeah, I mean, and Warner Brothers pretty much timed it perfectly. The most interesting part about it to me, just from a business perspective, not from a fan one, is that this was a joint panel with Warner Brothers and Legendary. These guys have been partners for close to a decade. That ended a couple of weeks ago, Legendary moving to Universal. So for this panel, Legendary had the first half. Warner Brothers only films are the second half, and so it ends with Man of Steel, a movie that Warner Brothers and Legendary made together. So what happens on the next one? Does Legendary get to still work on it somehow, or are they stuck with Universal? I have no idea.
It's a long discussion for the lawyers, I'm sure.
And so you actually moderated a panel last night where you were talking with film critics and fans.
Yes, our own panel called Your Opinion Sucks. And we had critics and fans talking together. It was great. We figured that we were going to have fans come up and talk about movies that they liked and have critics debate as to whether or not they liked them. We handed everybody little panels that had fresh or rotten on them, and they would vote in the panel. It got very, very rowdy in there. The first movie that was brought up was Man of Steel. Half the panels showed fresh, half of them show rotten, and the crowd went crazy. It was really rowdy, really boisterous the whole time. We had Scott Mantz from Access Hollywood, Leonard Maltin was on the panel, Ben Lyons. It was really, really fun. I had no idea it was going to be that crazy. I mean, nobody got fighting, but it was.
So when it came to Man of Steel, for example, what were the critics arguing over? Were they arguing about the movie? Were they arguing about, I mean...
you know, there were, it was not just the critics, the fans were arguing themselves. A lot of fans think that it was too dark, which is what a lot of the critics say, and then a lot of fans think that it still worked and that was still fun, and a lot of critics thought that too. The score was 56% on the tomato meter, which is really a pretty close to an even split.
Right.
And based on the fans in the audience, when they put up their little paddles, it was pretty evenly split there too.
Yeah, well, I can say that for certain that the fans in Hall H were uniformly rapturous when they announced that they're making another one.
Good. I think that'll be great. I'd like to see them take another stab at it. I think that movie was, to get into my review, I thought it was a little flawed, but I think that they're going to do, hopefully, some pretty good work.
I think this is our last one for Comic-Con, Matt. Thanks for doing all this.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.